Hello, fans. Welcome to what we call it Fantasy Finest, but now we're just doing football because we just want to talk about the biggest moves so far, and this is my co-host.
I'm Braden Olson.
And what I want to talk about for our first segment is what was the biggest moves that happened in 2024? Like, do you have anyone in mind right now? Like,
The Bears picking up Ben Johnson. We talked about it before.
Oh, that's 20. I meant like recap of the season.
Oh, recap. Of the
Yeah,
season?
I'm sorry about that. Like who signed like the biggest impacts on a team that was signed from the 2024 season? Like who made the biggest impact? You feel like
that they signed?
Mm-hmm.
I think the Commanders getting Bobby Wagner was a big one for them, leading them and their defense into a playoff run, I'd say.
Honestly, I was surprised. Bobby Wagner's been so
He's
long
old.
in the league.
He's old,
yeah,
too.
he's really old and yeah, but Bobby Wagner, he's goated at the linebacker position. I never expected him playing as well as he has.
Especially with them losing Montez Sweat and the Bears picking him up. Who is this guy? Why is he in here, bro? I would say especially with the losing Montez Sweat to the Bears and then not knowing how their defense is going to go, I feel like they did a really good job.
That was the biggest pickup. That's why they led them to a big drive in the playoffs, and I feel like it's very key to them having him because I feel like the defense wouldn't be without his leadership and how long he's been.
Also, having such an old guy you're signing, you get a lot of leadership and a lot of experience with that, which he also is a Super Bowl champ with Russell Wilson. So, I mean, kind of does have some experience being in the playoffs and with a really young team. I feel like they're one of the youngest teams in the thing. But the Packers are the youngest, I'm pretty sure. I feel like they're probably around the top 5 youngest teams.
I feel like the biggest pickup of all was Sam Darnold. You know, like, Jets always have a good quarterback when they leave. Like, that happened with Geno Smith, and now it's happened to Sam Darnold. Didn't they have someone else that left and became a great quarterback after?
Leave and go
to a different team and played as well as possible.
On the Jets?
Yeah. Jets had so many people that were, like, picked.
They have Joe Flacco?
Yeah.
I feel like they had Joe Flacco for a season, and then he went to the Browns, and they started playing crazy.
I don't get it. The Jets never can figure out with their quarterbacks, and hopefully that happens with Zach Wilson later on because
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
Aaron Rodgers.
He did. He got kicked off the team, right?
I'm telling you, he's going to sign a small contract for a team. I would
Steelers?
Maybe the Raiders. No, Steelers got Russell and...
No, Russell's done. He's in the free agency right now.
Oh, they released?
Yeah.
Oh.
He only had a 1-year contract.
Don't they still have, whatchamacallit, though?
They have Justin... I don't know. I thought it was 1 year. I thought it was 1 year. Justin Fields in the free agency, too. Both the Steelers quarterbacks, I think. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting if the Steelers are going to re-sign Justin Fields or Russell Wilson or even Aaron Rodgers in the mix. But I don't know if I would risk it on Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers hasn't been that guy since...
Like we said, though, the Jets quarterbacks...
Oh, that is true. Maybe Aaron Rodgers come back from being garbage into better.
Could be nice.
It would be nice.
This thing does not work, bro.
It's not working?
Nah. Oh, wait, it worked. Let's go.
Well, another dude that was probably the biggest pickup from the 2024 season was Derrick Henry by far. I feel like when they picked him up, Baltimore Ravens became a different team.
I know. I was a little worried about cap space for them because he's a big money guy. We could say the same thing about Saquon. I mean, they're both really big money guys, and they got some key players on there. So, I mean...
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just like with those guys, and I mean... salary cap is going to be a big deal for next year, and I feel like Tennessee Titans probably made a good decision letting him go, but I feel like someone else should have picked him up. Like, what teams should have picked him up? Like, Cowboys should have picked him up. That would be.
They definitely had the money to go get him too.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing I think I don't like about the Cowboys is that they literally had Tony Pollard beat out Zeke, and then they let Zeke go, or they traded him, one or two, then the Titans picked him up, and then now they still have kind of I'd say, mid-backfield, and they still have no base. Like...
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you're right with that, but I want to bring up something else. I feel like I want to bring up injuries that can come back as the best player next season. I feel like the dude that's going to come off that injury list and be that player next season, Aiden Hutchinson. Even with that injury, I feel like he's still going to be that beast he was in the past.
I have a crazy take, which is not, I don't think anyone will ever say this. Isaiah Pacheco, I'm telling you, we saw he got more reps in after his injury. We saw him when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. How good he played. He was their number one back. They have Kareem Hunt, which Kareem Hunt's kind of holding that number one position running back down. I could see a team go make a move to go get him because I'm telling you, with the injury, with him coming back to the season and still playing, at least showing he can play, I'm not saying he played good, but if you give him another year of recovery, think about how good he can be. He can be that when they went to the Super Bowl Chiefs again. Like he's kind of that player. He's quick. He's got a lot of rehab time, and you can probably get him cheap now because who wants him? Who's going to want a beat-up running back like that? But, I mean, he was really good, and he still probably could be fast. So, I mean...
Still probably can be fast. Yeah, that's true. But I feel like one of the biggest guys from last season was, like, picked up was probably Saquon Barkley, by far. Probably number one in my head. I don't know why the Giants let him go, but I feel like they just gave Eagles the biggest advantage ever, and that's the reason why they won
100%.
Super Bowl 100. Yeah.
When
100%.
you have the wide receivers, like when we say the Ravens with Derrick Henry, you compare position for position. You have Jalen Hurts, Lamar's better. Derrick Henry, Saquon's a little better. Then, when you go to the wide receiver core, Ravens got bums. You have Slim Reaper, A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, those two guys could be a number one, which on any team in the NFL. Like almost any team in the NFL.
Almost anything.
Like A.J. Brown is a number 2, and he would be a number
you
one.
Devontae Smith's number.
Who do you have number 1?
Oh, I thought it was A.J. Brown.
A.J. Brown's number 1?
I don't know. It's like a mix between
that's what I'm
them.
saying.
They're both pretty evenly stacked.
If you pick one, I mean, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
give or
doesn't
take.
really matter.
I'll go to Devontae Smith then. Devontae Smith would be a number 1 on the Packers, which the Packers playoff team. I mean, I feel like he could give Terry McLaurin a run for his money. I feel like it'd be pretty. They're pretty similar comparison guys, but I mean, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, I don't really know. Devontae Smith's been that guy since out of college, and Terry McLaurin compared to him, I feel like it's pretty similar.
That's what I'm saying.
They both have like the same route running, but I feel like Terry McLaurin might have a little edge upon that because he's a little bigger frame.
Well, think about it, and he's a number 2 on that team. Washington made it to championship, at NFC championship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's their number 1. I mean, they have a number 1 as their number 2, and both their wide receivers could start on most of those teams. I mean, I feel like that was the big thing. And also they got Saquon. I mean, you have all 3 power players and also Jalen Hurts with an O-line that was not supposed to be that good. I mean, with their O-line being solidified, with them, they don't have that much money getting out there besides their skill guys. I mean, when you have it like that, Braun, we talked about him with Braun or Braun.
I think it
was Braun, I think. There was no R. But that dude, special teams guy, worked his way up. I think didn't he get Pro Bowl? Well, he was Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy pulls. They have a great development. I mean, I can see them going far next year, too. If they don't lose that many guys, I don't think they're going to keep A.J. Brown. I don't think they have the cap space to.
No,
but they can draft a wide receiver. That's all they need. You lose your number 1 or number 2, which they're pretty similar, and you pick up another big round guy, and then what else you get? Your cornerbacks are good. Maybe a safety, maybe a linebacker. I
think they could go for Territory McMillan. That's the best wide receiver in the draft. But there's other good ones. But more of in this draft right now, I feel like it's running back heavy.
It is,
and that's what it's going to be. And I feel like a lot of teams are going to benefit.
And they don't even need a running back. They're chilling. I mean, that guy's going to fall down. They're going to have one of the top, which they have a low pick, I'm pretty sure. They're going to have one of the top 5 wide receivers in the draft that falls down.
Even with the Eagles having a low pick, they always find a way picking someone out of the gem. Like last year, they picked up who they pick up? Cooper DeSheen. They picked up who was that other cornerback? It was McKinney. No.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know his name because
he's even better though too.
He is. He's better, but that's how you think about it, and that's what's gonna wrap this up. And we'll be right back after the break.
Yeah. Buying a house can be.
Welcome back from the break, and I want to bring up what we were talking about before, salary cap and roster moves. Who has the most space to make a splash into the NFL, and who can become potentially really good out of it? I feel like Las Vegas Raiders have one of the biggest salary caps space I've seen. They have $100 million in cap space.
Do you have like a list of them?
I mean, the top ones are the Raiders, Patriots, and Commanders. And Commanders, that is a great for them because they can sign someone out of there from free agency like T. Higgins that can make even
an A.J. Brown.
That can make Daniels 10 times better than he was before. Because I feel like T. Higgins he's been always a great wide receiver, but always been a shadow under Jamar Chase.
I mean, when you think about it, Curtis Samuel is their number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
He was a number 3 receiver on
Bills?
the Panthers.
Oh,
no,
Panthers.
When he was on the Panthers.
Oh, yeah, when he was on.
When DJ Moore and who was a really tall dude that had dreads?
What do you mean?
He was really tall.
I don't know.
I'm going to
There's a lot of tall guys in the NFL, you know. Well, not a lot.
Robbie Anderson?
Oh, yeah, he changed his name to Chosen Anderson.
Yes, right. You know what I'm talking about,
yeah,
Robbie
I know
Anderson.
what you're talking about. He's been moving around a lot.
I have not heard his name in a minute, but
yeah.
that just reminded me of it.
I can't believe you brought him up. That was funny.
I'm telling you, bro. No, he was a number 3, and he's their number 2, and they get to the NFC Championship from it. That's crazy.
Like, who do you feel like the Commanders should go for, like, since they have so much cap space to make some big moves this
O-line. I think you gotta pick up some dudes on the line, and then you need wide receivers.
Wide receivers? I feel like, yeah, one more wide receiver
or
from the draft.
One more tight end as well. You have Zach Ertz taking, like, literally every snap. They gave him the ball, like, 15 times in that game.
He's getting a little old, too. I don't think he can keep up. He's going to be like Mark Andrews type of guy next year.
The good thing, though, is he is a veteran. So, I mean, if you get a guy that has been in the league for that long and you draft a high tight end, which, honestly, what I would like to see them do is draft a high tight end.
Tyler Warren. That's a perfect guy to get.
That'd be a great pick. Think about it. They draft that guy, or at least one of the higher tight ends. They work under him, and they split time because look at the Packers. The Packers have 2 or 3 tight ends, drafted them second, third round, and they go in perfect. It's not one person gets the ball, not one person you're targeting. You have one guy taking the leadership over him, and that would be perfect. I feel like that's who they should get. Pick up wide receiver in free agency and O-line in free agency. And their defense, maybe get another pass rusher because they lost Sweat last season to the Bears. And I think they could be really good. Bobby Wagner's good. Their corners are okay. I think they need to
go for more corners in the draft. I feel like they can pick up a wide receiver in free agency and then go for.
I think they only have one solid corner, but they need to get some other secondary. But I'm telling you, if on the Commanders, tight end's number 1.
They're gonna have a bright future too if they pick that type of way. And I feel like the offensive side is going to be even better next year. With Jane Daniels coming in, showing his presence, I was really surprised by that. I thought Caleb Williams was going to have a year, but Jane Daniels had a way better year than him. I feel like people called that right from the start. I heard a lot of people, they're like, I feel like Jane Daniels is going to be a better player than Caleb Williams, but I feel like in the long run, maybe Caleb Williams could be that guy, but right now it's Jane Daniels, and that's what it's going to be. And I feel like that draft class is going to be one of the better QB draft class we've seen. Unlike, I feel like this year it's kind of taking a slow, but they still good quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's a mix. I'm still just pondering right now on what they should do. I mean, they got opportunities. I mean, the Bills, look at the Bills. They have Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid. When you have double tight ends, you have so much more stuff you can do.
I mean, I feel like another team that has a similar issue as the Commanders having with the offensive line and defensive line, I feel like that's with the Patriots right now. They have so much cap space. They have over $120 million cap space to just put their money in.
Well, they're not getting anyone. That's the problem.
They need to be more aggressive. That's when they need to go.
They're long haul. We're just gonna sit here, get beat, and just the one team which the Patriots kind of bum me. As soon as they start making moves, we'll talk about them more. But one team I am very high on next season, Denver Broncos.
Sean Payton's pretty good coach to being aggressive, going after it, and he was pretty good picking up Bo Nix. I feel like Bo Nix was a perfect mix.
Bo Nix was playing crazy out of his mind. I mean, they had a neutral record, right?
Maybe next Drew Brees,
Was it? It was 9-8, right?
No, it was 10-7.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, that's still very good as a rookie quarterback coming in.
For a Broncos team that I can't name really anyone on there. I mean, yeah.
I mean, their defense is amazing.
Bo Nix, you have, who's their,
I feel like they need wide receivers. I feel like their wide receivers aren't as much.
Who's the cornerback guy?
Cornerback?
Yeah, he's a corner. He's really good. I'm going to look him up. I'm going to look him up.
All right, yeah, I'll keep talking. But, I feel like, yeah, you have a point with the Denver Broncos. They could make a move. I mean, I'll get another veteran quarterback in just to help Bo Nix out. But right now, I think Bo Nix is that guy. He has, the mindset of Drew Brees. As you can tell, Sean Payton puts in that very complicated plays in, and he started to figure them out towards the end of the season. From the start of the season, I thought he wasn't that guy.
Pat Surtain, that's who it was. That's who I was thinking of. Pat Surtain.
Oh,
Pat Surtain had a great season.
Pat Surtain the second, yeah. He is insane. I mean, their whole defensive roster, I feel like, is solid. I don't think they need to improve on
I can't name anyone. Literally, can you name, 3 guys on their defense? Because I can't, but they're playing crazy.
I don't know why I can't. I feel like they should get more noticed because I feel like more people remember the offensive side.
I don't feel like people, me personally, I mean, I fall right in this category of not, respecting them enough.
Not knowing my defense as well.
Yeah, they're a 10-7 team. For as much as I ride the Buccaneers about all their guys I know, Vontae David, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Baker Mayfield, literally Bo Nix, Pat Surtain. That's all they have, and they're putting up, they have a better record than teams we know very familiarly. I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, but I feel like next year they're going to have a big playoff run. I feel like some teams are going to take a drought. There's going to be some of them, but I feel like the team with the biggest surprise, in my opinion, is going to be the Titans. I feel like they have such a great defense. It was just, Will Levis is a terrible quarterback.
With Tony Pollard, Tony Pollard was a great add-on for them. I mean, he's a workhorse.
Yeah. I mean, he actually did way better than he was from Cowboys, and now he's excelling.
Well, he was a split back. That's taking. I mean, I don't even know who would be a mid split back, but literally taking a split back that splits time with Ezekiel Elliott, and then he kind of took over the number 1, and putting him on the team. That's it.
Yeah,
and splitting reps with Spears. I mean, it was kind of nice for him. I feel like that. I agree with you a lot. I feel like the Titans are pretty solid.
They're going to be the biggest surprise next year. I feel like they're going to have a great record, 10-7 at least, but they're going to get a good quarterback out of their draft, and he's going to exceed because they have a high pick next year, and they could pick up either Shedeur Sanders or Cam Ward. I feel like they both would excel with that type of team because they have not a lot of salary cap, but because they picked up such great defense and O-line that they're going to do great next year.
I like the Broncos, dude. I'm telling you. Broncos have so much upside. I mean, it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, Broncos have upside. Washington Commanders have upside. The teams I feel like are trending down right now is probably like the Raiders or like even like I feel like the Dolphins are gonna have one of the worst years of their career with Tyreek Hill wanting to
They have
leave.
not been the same, dude. I'm telling you, Waddle and Tyreek cannot stay on the field. Tua's a bag of just a whole lot of doctor fees.
I don't even want him to play. I feel like it's just
every time I watch him, I'm like, please don't kill him.
It's a concussion highlight every time.
It's horrible.
He probably has like 20 of those, but like
who else do you see like declining? You see, what do you think of the Rams? Think Rams are going to stay neutral?
Browns are going to be declining, that's for sure.
Rams or
Rams?
Browns?
No. Sean McVay is such a great coach. He's going to pick someone out of the draft that's so random, and then they spark. Like that's how it works with the Rams. You know, you expect them to have a downfall.
Do you think
season.
Cooper Kupp's going to have an uplift year?
Cooper Kupp's going to a different team. I don't think he's going to stay with the Rams. He's not staying with the Rams at all.
You don't think they're re-signing him?
No, not at all. I think it's
you think
impossible.
Puga can take over the whole wide receiver staff?
I think they're going to pick someone. They have another wide receiver that I feel like.
If you're round one as the Rams, what do you take in what position?
I feel like they could pick up more of a running back. I think a running back would be solid, but they get a wide receiver first and then go for a running back later because there's so many good running backs that they could pick someone out of like the 5th round and they still be a solid RB2, you know? So with Kieran Williams there, I feel like Kieran Williams is going to have a decline.
I agree. So one last thing before we go to the break. I'm going to say, what do you think about taking a running back in the later rounds? Two running backs. If you take a 5th and a 6th round running back, what do you think?
That's fair.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I like that.
So would you take that, or would you rather take a 1st round?
I'll take a later round because I feel like...
take 2 of them, right? See which one shines more in practice?
I'll take one.
One?
Unless you pick one from, like, later rounds, like the 8th round. Not 8th round, I mean, just, like, late.
7, yeah. I got you. All right, and that's going to conclude this little segment right here. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, guys. Out of that debate of who was going to be that team that's going to make a big jump and have great salary cap to do it. But now we're going to talk about the top draft prospects because they're a big deal when coming into the NFL because they could either change your program or just flat out just be a bust.
Right in the practice squad.
Mm-hmm. Right in the practice squad.
Or the XFL. The XFL is offering some money.
Oh, my goodness. XFL is just for people like Sam Hartman. Just looks good, but just goes straight to the bottom.
That's brutal.
Hey,
future Aiden O'Connell right there.
Future Ryan Leonard.
He's going to play on, like, the Rattlesnakes or something.
Remember that Max Duggan guy?
Yes.
Oh my
TCU.
goodness. TCU, man. Yeah, that was the craziest run by them just to get.
Dude, who was didn't they have wide receivers that were crazy?
Yeah, they did. He plays for the Chargers right now. I believe his name is
Quinn Johnson.
What?
No, it wasn't Quinn Johnson.
Why did you say Ben Johnson?
No, I said Quentin Johnson.
Oh yeah, that is Quentin Johnson.
It was okay. It was.
Okay, I thought you said Ben Johnson. I was just like Ben Johnson. I think he's a head coach. Yeah, no, he played good from the start of the season, and then he had Butterfingers, so he couldn't. Like, I don't know what happened.
Hey, it's TCU, man. I don't know what we were expecting. Taking these guys first. Who took Max Duggan? I think they took him. Was he a 3rd?
No, he got cut. He got signed. He
Oh, he didn't even get drafted.
He got signed and then
I thought someone picked him up.
Nah, he's probably in the XFL, as you would say. He's not even close to the league. Yeah, but, I mean, respect to his
he's still
TCU run.
Paid at least a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, still supporting his football career. But
hey, imagine if it was NIL deals, though. When TCU NIL deals are crazy. When they had the run.
Oh, my goodness. Since NIL came out, it just makes teams like Duke basketball right now. It kind of just makes teams too overpowered.
I don't really like it though. Like it gets to a point I feel like you should be able to offer somewhat NIL, but like offering a college guy $4 million to come to your school and play quarterback, like Texas, bro. Like that's what I'm talking about. It's so stupid.
Like Manning.
Yeah, tell me why you're giving a college kid $2 million.
I mean, like he doesn't even play yet, and he's getting more money than like some people in the NFL. Yeah.
No, all of the rookies.
Oh yeah, he is getting most of the money, but I mean, I think Arch Manning is gonna be a great quarterback for Texas next season. But I'm so glad Quinn Ewers is going in the draft. I just want to see Arch Manning play, and Quinn Ewers. I don't know. I think he's gonna have a decline. I think he's still gonna get picked. But
is he a senior or a junior?
Oh, he's a senior, but he's not going back to the college. He's going to the draft.
No, I'm saying Manning. Is he a junior?
Manning, I think he's a junior.
He's a junior? Yeah. I don't know, dude. I really don't know about it. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Did you see the video of the Florida, like...
DJ Lagway?
No, like, the Florida, like, parking lot. It was all Scat Packs. All Scat Pack, Hellcats, all of them. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are going to hurt themselves, like, with the money. Like, don't look at me like that. Like,
I didn't know what you're talking about. It's just out of topic, but... I mean, yeah, some NFL players make stupid decisions like Henry Ruggs III, but we're not trying to bring about that. We're trying to bring about the draft picks.
NIL. We're talking about NIL. Hey, we got a little bit of time.
I mean, NIL, I don't know. It's a controversial
I feel like it's a good and a bad.
I mean, if you're getting the NIL money, I feel like that's good. I mean, who doesn't want money?
My thing is, though, is you get the NIL money, you're giving it to, like, kids. Like...
I'm keeping it to myself. I don't think I'm going to give it to kids and save up. Why would you give it to kids?
They're giving money to 18, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant...
very young grown men.
I thought you meant donation. I was just like, no, I'm keeping the money.
No. No, I mean, you're giving it to 18-year-olds to 21-year-olds. You're giving $2 million to them.
It's their life. They just have to hold responsible to it.
That's what I'm saying.
But I
with a lot of money, I mean, it comes crazy.
It's like working a job. But you're working a sport.
That's not even close. What job, when you're 18 to 21, is going to give you $2 million? Name one.
I don't really know, man. I don't know.
Drop shipping.
It's basically like getting
cat boxes?
Well, they're trying to get the best recruits. I mean, people just fund it for that, too. People can give money so they can get good players. Like Michigan, how they got Bryce Underwood from that, you know Bryce Underwood? He was one of the top-rated QBs, and he just went to Michigan. He committed to Michigan following last year, because he was going to, I believe...
it was Ohio State, wasn't it?
Ohio State, and now he switched to Michigan because Michigan paid him more
$4
money.
million.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's $4 million.
I mean, they have to
do
what
I'm saying. You're giving a kid $4 million.
Michigan's going to be an insane team next year for college, I feel like, with how much money they got. And with Tyler Warren not throwing anymore. Not Tyler Warren. What's his name?
Will Johnson?
Will Johnson. No, not Will Johnson.
He's cornerback.
No, he's a quarterback. No, the quarterback.
What's his name?
He was not good. He was not good.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, but I feel like Michigan, with a good quarterback, they're going to be an insane team.
You can't give me this. I have to look it up.
I'm so sorry.
I have to look it up.
But first, I'm going to talk about draft prospects. I feel like with Tennessee Titans having that first pick, we're going to bring up Shedeur Sanders probably. Or Cam. I feel like Shedeur Sanders would be a great fit for them. I mean, even though he played with Colorado has faced good comp. But I feel like Shedeur Sanders has that great pocket movement, and he has a little bit of speed on his side. So that could be a great combination for Titans, because he is more of a passer, not just a runner like Will Levis.
Be completely honest with me. When you said Michigan quarterback, did you also think J.J. McCarthy?
No, I did not think J.J. McCarthy. I
thought
know J.J. McCarthy's in the NFL.
I completely thought J.J. McCarthy.
You thought it was J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy's pretty good. I think he's going to
Davis Warren.
breakout year with Vikings.
Davis Warren.
Yes. Warren. I knew Warren was at the end.
I
just
don't know
didn't
why
know
I
the
saw
start.
McCarthy.
But I don't know why either. He won the championship for them, too. That's the thing. So J.J. McCarthy's not a bad QB. I think Michigan's going to be probably winning it next year. Big Ten's now the SEC, basically. Big Ten's stepping it up.
That's because they have NIL money. All the states.
And SEC.
Here, take my money. Take my money. My family's got money. Take money. Go get these kids.
It depends the coaches. But, do you think Brown should go for, they have the second pick.
Back to NFL.
Should they go for a quarterback or should they go for a D-line? Because they still have Deshaun Watson.
No.
No.
I think you get... I honestly... I'm going to get in topic here. First of all, if you're going to draft a quarterback, draft a later round quarterback. Do not pick one first to third round. You're paying Deshaun... Guess how much cap space you're going to lose if you let him go. I'm saying he's a liability. Don't get me wrong. He still really didn't have the O-line to protect him. On top of that, Nick Chubb was hurt for a little bit of the season. You have a lot of factors in there that go. He lost Amari Cooper at the beginning of the season.
I think Browns have nothing right now, and they just need to figure something out.
They need to restart their wide receiver core. I feel like David Njoku is good. I feel like that's the only thing really solid they have going. Myles Garrett on the defensive side, yes.
They're actually looking to trade Myles. It's more likely for them to trade Myles Garrett so I feel like they need a D-line to replace him. That's why I'm saying that
I heard they were trying to get doubles, get one on each side and give him some help because he was asking. That's what he was asking for. He was asking for help.
Yeah, and that's why if they want to keep Myles Garrett, then they got to draft I feel like this is a guy that is going to pop off. But Mason Graham, D-line from Michigan, he was insane against Ohio State, and that's why probably they won. He's one of the best D-line he is the best D-line in the country.
I don't feel like you get...
But if you want to keep Myles Garrett, you have to do something.
You have to... I feel like Myles Garrett wouldn't be asking for help if he was winning games.
Yes.
That's the difference.
But they're double teaming him all the time. He needs someone to come in and take that off his shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
You do need help, but I feel like taking a first round, D-line is the worst of your concerns. He's still getting 18 sacks a year with getting double teams. He just wants the one-on-one because, if not, he still gets paid more money with another guy that's taking the double team away from him. So that's the reason why he wants help. Because you get more accolades, you get more money. People are going to pay more to get you if they do trade you off. So the thing is, though, do you do that or do you try and actually build a team? Because I feel if you want to rebuild the Browns, you cannot pick up a D lineman first round. First 3 rounds, if you pick up a D lineman, they are going to be rebuilding for the next 10 years.
I feel like Browns could do that and then pick a quarterback later in the rounds. There's so many great quarterbacks in the later, like Jackson Dart. I feel like he could be potentially really good, from Ole Miss. You remember him?
I do know, but I don't feel like a quarterback is the main of their problem right now. I feel like you need O-line, you need wide receivers. So
Will Campbell, from LSU, you think he should be taking that spot of his or no?
I feel like you've paid so much money to Deshaun Watson, you let Deshaun Watson cook.
If you want to keep Deshaun Watson for one more year? You think he's going to be the biggest comeback player of?
He's still on his contract. If you take him off his contract, you're going to be paying the money still. There's no sense. You have him. If you get rid of him, you're literally paying money to a ghost.
That's like the Browns' curse, It's just like never.
Well, the thing is, though, who's his wide receivers right now? Jarvis Landry?
Yeah.
Jarvis Landry hasn't been good since, 2019 to, 2016. That's who you literally have him. You trade Amari Cooper, who was his number 1.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They don't have, a great...
All you have is David Njoku. I'm probably saying that wrong. David Njoku?
Yeah.
Njoku.
They have Nick Chubb, but he was injured pretty bad.
He was also injured. You have this team and you're like, Deshaun Watson, this hate. He's got nobody. I honestly think you kind of like shade a little bit away from the defense, maybe pick up a D lineman later in the rounds, blast a wide receiver #1 pick. Blast a #1 wide receiver. Because if not, you're still going to have a quarterback later in the draft. Like you said, there's so many options that you still, even if you do bench Deshaun Watson later in the season, you still have that wide receiver.
But they still have the second pick, and no one picks a wide receiver as a second pick. Unless they're trading away that pick for a later round, exactly. I would definitely do that.
I would trade that for my #1 and another second-round pick. And maybe a third or a fourth or fifth. Because think about it. Pick up a quarterback in the 5th. Because who else is going to pick up quarterback? You said it's a really good draft, right? Pick up a running back later round as well. Get Chubb. See if this guy can come off the practice squad, show himself in offseason. Wide receiver, pick up as many wide receivers. I'm telling you, trade your first round, your number, whatever you have. Go lower, pick up a wide receiver. Pick up another wide receiver either in the 3rd, I would say. Maybe 2nd round, pick up a D lineman if you want. That's exactly how you rebuild it. I mean, you keep your #1 defensive player happy. You pick up a wide receiver, which is your main problem. You pick up a later quarterback who's still solid. And then on top of that, you have a quarterback contest with your Deshaun Watson that you're paying $40 million to a year, or this guy this rookie that you're paying $800,000 to. And depending if he beats him out, then you just put Deshaun Watson on the bench. I mean, you still have to let him cook. You have to give him an option. If you give him no valuable weapons, it's like, I mean, he doesn't have anything.
That is true, but he's always injury prone too. That's the thing. But
why you pick up another quarterback though?
I don't know. Yeah,
like a Jackson Dart. Like I think you said it perfect. Jackson Dart would be a great pickup for them.
Yeah, I feel he's like he's gonna be cheap too.
Yeah, he's not gonna go high rounds. He'll drop. I'm guessing he'll drop to either in between 3rd or 5th.
No, later than that.
You think later?
Probably 5th.
5th?
5th, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
There's great quarterbacks in the draft. They can do Quinn Ewers too, but I don't like Quinn Ewers.
And if you trade your first round, you trade that, get a lower first round for, let's say, a 20 or lower, you still pick up a top 3 wide receiver in the draft because no one's really looking for wide receiver. It's mainly quarterback and running back based.
But for, like, the best situation, I feel like right now with the 4th pick, Patriots having the 4th pick, I feel like the best situation they could possibly have is picking Travis Hunter because they're struggling on the cornerback side and wide receiver side.
He won't play both ways.
He won't play both, but he is going to the combine just as a cornerback. But I feel like, I mean, Patriots need to pick up a dual threat, and Travis Hunter's that dual threat.
We're talking about Patriots now?
Patriots. Like, they have the 4th pick.
And, okay.
So we have Travis Hunter, but they need help in multiple areas, as we know, because they just, with Mike Vrabel in, he wants a defensive guy.
Yeah. And
I think Mike Vrabel is going to influence it towards Travis Hunter.
So how would you do the Browns draft? If you do a Browns draft right now.
Browns draft? Oh, we're talking about Browns.
I want to talk about Browns. If you do a Browns draft, tell me how you do it. What are you doing? Are you trading that #1 pick?
I'm trading that #1 pick. Probably get it for like a 9th, and then get someone like an O-line. Probably like.
What are you trying to get in return though?
Get in return, probably another first round for next year.
I think what they have right now.
Probably like, if they do it off of a team, it's probably be the Raiders that I would want them to trade picks with.
I agree with that first. I mean, in total, I think the Browns have a lot of room. Do you think the Browns have a lot of room?
I don't think they're going to be as...
In 2 years, do you think they'll be good?
Probably take them 5 years. It'll be another drought. They're going to have a big drought with that Deshaun Watson trade that never shows up well. But since
don't know.
I don't know. It depends. But we'll see how it goes.
It just depends on the draft.
It depends how the draft goes.
I do agree.
But we're going to end it on that, guys, and hope you all had a good day.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I am the co-host, which I talk a lot. Mm-hmm. This is your guy right here. He does everything. He makes it happen.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm Noah CENA, so we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.